Hello fellow gateballers and welcome to the next video in our series called InBall and OutBall. We're going to be describing all of these situations in Article 17 about what is an InBall and what is an OutBall and the various relations in the various actions related to ball movements. Before we get stuck in today, we'd like to mention that this program is proudly endorsed by Gateball Australia, and all the figures that we'll be using today, even though there are only two of them, are sourced from the World Gateball Union's publications, specifically in the Q&A book. Rightio, let's go straight into Clause 1, which is titled InBall, and it says, an InBall refers to a ball successfully passing through the first gate and remaining within the inner field. So, an InBall is any ball that is on the inner field that has passed through the first gate. Simple as that. Now, remembering that this, we're going to describe what the line itself is, or where the inner court, the inner field ends. So this line here, this outside line, remember the outermost part of the line is what is the actual inner court line. So this is the inner line, or the inside line, I should say, the inside line. And any ball that, any part of any ball that rests on it would deem that that ball is in the court. So we can see here, according to this diagram, ball 1 is an InBall, ball 2 is an InBall, ball 3 is an InBall, but ball 4 is not, as none of the ball is inside, or is on the inner field. Number 2 dot point says an outball becomes an InBall when it stops inside the field as a result of the stroker's stroke. So that basically means that should ball 4 wish to become an InBall, the stroker of ball 4 on the stroker's turn, or when the rights as a stroker are gained, strokes his or her ball into the court, and it remains on the court in a stationary position. That ball will then become an InBall. Clause 2 says the outball. An outball refers to the following balls, which have successfully passed through the first gate and are in the outer field. Remembering that the outer field is the section from the outermost part of the inside line and the outermost part of the outside line. I haven't got an outside line here, but we know what that one is. And it says, number 1, a ball which is placed in the outer field for a proper play as follows. And it says, a ball which goes to the outer field after successfully passing through the first gate as a result of a start stroke. So if player number 4, for instance, was performing a start stroke, they made it all the way through gate 1 and they ran off the inner field on the second line. And they landed in the outer field. You can say ball 4 is in the outer field. That ball is an outball. We turn the page and we continue to number 2, and that is a ball which goes to the outer field as a result of stroking an InBall or by sparking. So, a ball which goes from the inner field to the outer field as a result of stroking, so say the player of ball 4 was on the inner field and accidentally overshot the shot that he was trying to do, and he's landed in the outer field. That ball is an outball. Similarly, should ball number 3 have made a successful touch on ball 4 and then sparked ball 4 into the outer field, ball 4 then becomes an outball. Number 3 says a ball which goes to the outer field again as a result of stroking an outball. Well, I've got a diagram for that one, and I've got a little outer field here too now. And we can see this is inner field, and it says, this is a little blurb that's taken from the Q&A, but it says it becomes an outball from where it enters the outer field, and we'll describe that a little bit later. But basically, in this case, we're going to ignore this. Oh, no, actually, no, we're starting over here. My apologies. So ball X is a stroker's ball, and it's been called to stroke the ball. And it is an outball, so it's in the outer field, and it is stroked into the inner field, onto the inner field, but then it rolls from the inner field to the outer field. I'm just going to ignore this little bit here because I think it'll be a bit simpler for me to describe it like this. So basically, according to the rule, I'll read the rule again. It says a ball which goes to the outer field again as a result of stroking an outball. So it's in the outer field to start, it goes to the inner field, and then it goes to the outer field again. That's what that one is. That ball becomes an outball. A ball which goes not into the inner field by stroking an outball. What does that one mean? I'm going to return back to this one here. So that's when ball 4, in this case, which is an outball, it's in the outer field, fails to reach the inner field. So should ball 4 be hit across this way so that it never reaches the inner fields? And that is under dot point 4. And the last little section there, the large bullet point, says a ball which is placed in the outer field for a foul. So if a foul is punished by placing the stroker's ball in the outer field, it obviously becomes an outball. And they're all the ways that a ball can become an outball. Now we're up to dot point 2 of the clause, and it says an outball shall be positioned as follows. So this is in reference to where the ball is positioned as an outball. And it says, number 1, in the case of 1, 2, and 3, so of those 3 first dot points of each of the ways that it could be done, so I'll read them again. So number 1 was a ball which goes to the outer field after successfully passing through the first gate as a result of start stroking, or a ball which goes to the outer field as a result of stroking an in-ball or by sparking, or a ball which goes to the outer field again as a result of stroking an out-ball. The ball, this is where the ball is positioned. The ball shall be placed at the point created by drawing a vertical line from the point where the ball passes the inside line towards the outer field with the outer edge of the stroker's ball 10 centimeters away from the inside line. So, should ball 4 go through gate 1, roll off the second line, past the inside line of the second line, and reach its position here in the outer field, it is placed 10 centimeters, in this image obviously not to scale, but 10 centimeters from the inside line. And an important little bit of refereeing etiquette here is you must place the number facing the inside of the court. Dot point number 2. In the case of number 1-4, which is a ball which does not go into the inner field by stroking an out ball, that's the ball number 4 here, going across this way and never reaching. It is if it does not reach the inner field in any capacity. So it would have to be either not reaching it because you didn't hit it hard enough, or hitting across sideways so that it does not enter the court. The ball shall be placed where it was before it moved. So you can hit this ball number 4 all the way down the second line, all the way down to the third corner. And that ball, when it is replaced, is not placed where it ended up 10 centimeters from the line. It is returned back to where it was before it was struck. Dot point number 2 there. Those are the 2 ways that the balls are placed. Dot point 2 says, an out ball resulting from a foul shall be positioned according to the rule related to the foul at the point beyond the inside line, closest to where the foul took place or where the stroker's ball stopped, with the outer edge of the stroker's ball 10 centimeters away from the inside line towards the outside line. So, exactly the same with the 10 centimeter measuring in, other than when a foul is committed, we have to put the ball the ball that's being penalized is placed out of the court or in or on the outer court closest to where the foul occurred. And that is a little bit of an asterisk next to it because each foul has different regulations and stipulations as to where the ball has to be placed. So you'll just have to go back and watch those videos again. And dot point 3 says, a stroker may ask the referee to temporarily remove an out ball if the stroker feels the ball will obstruct play. I'm sure we've all seen this one before. Should ball 4 impede in the play of ball 3 in any way, shape or form, ball 4 may be marked with a marker and removed by the referee only, so that ball 3 may play. Clause 3, stroking an out ball. Number 1, an out ball shall be stroked from the designated position it has been placed. So in other words, ball 4 in this situation must be stroked from where it is. Clause 4, out ball stroking foul. If the stroker strokes an out ball and it hits a ball on the field other than a ball which has made an invalid move, it will be regarded as an out ball stroking foul. And we all know this one. more commonly by the, I think some people confuse it with a different foul, but basically what it means is that if you are stroking an out ball onto the inner field, you are not permitted to make any contact with any ball unless it was an invalid play, but that's a very rare situation. If you make contact with that ball, or any ball at all as a result of stroking an out ball, the following applies. Number 1, a ball that is moved as a result of an out ball foul is returned to the position it was before it moved. So the ball you've accidentally struck goes back to where it was. Number 2, the stroker's ball becomes an out ball from the position where the out ball stroking foul took place. So where the collision took place, you place the ball which made the offence or the foul as close to the on the outer field as close to where the foul took place. Well, today's video was incredibly short, but we discussed in-balls and out-balls and how to rule on them accordingly. Thank you very much for tuning in to today's program, and we hope to see you on a court sometime soon, and let's play ball!